So my name is Vinayak Dravid. I'm a professor of material science at Northwestern University. I also direct a center called the Snow Center, which is a collection of nano characterization equipment. I'm originally from India, but I've been in the US for the last 20 years. One of my passions growing up in the younger days were science books. And this was before I could even speak English, so they were all in the language that I spoke at home. But there are a lot of translations of science books and a lot of inspirational books about scientists and what they've done. And the particular one caught my attention was about discovery of the structure of benzene. Benzene, as you know, is an organic molecule which has a planar hexagonal ring. And apparently this legend goes that the person who actually discovered it actually dreamt of that structure in a form of serpentines, intermingled with that shape. Because at the time he was trying to imagine what would be a structure of 6 carbon. And he was looking at all sorts of linear chains. In the dream he thought of this planar structure with the hexagon. And that kind of inspired me, I think, immensely. And I felt that, this is something cool and this is something I'd like to do. And so clearly there were influences of that type, including the colleagues and friends and neighbors while I was growing up. So we are at the intersection of physical science, engineering and biology in order to harness their usefulness or functionalities. So we are trying to get the best of these three disparate areas. Most of the advances of science technology are enjoyed by such a small fraction of the world's population. And I do a lot of international travel, especially to emerging countries. That's one of the areas of my personal emphasis is if we can take a even fraction of these advances and translate them in the appropriate technology platform. So clearly we don't expect handheld computers in the middle of India and or personal diagnostic systems in the middle of Africa. But if we can take our nanoscience, nanotechnology advances, work with the scientists, engineers and highly dedicated, committed folks in those places as well as certainly in the Western world, and create that synergy whereby they can take the advances that we have in Western world and even part of them if we translate them in the appropriate platform. So energy, water purification, environmental remediation, and that's the exciting part. I mean, that is what drives me.